Welcome to Tail Talk Grooming Chronicles with Hound Therapy, the podcast where we talk all things pet grooming, daycare, academy, and more. Hosted by Shannon and Tanya of Hound Therapy, serving pet owners across North Texas. We're here to share expert tips, hilarious pet stories, and the inside scoop on keeping your furry friends happy and healthy. Our motto, humanity over vanity. And don't worry, we don't bite. Let's get started. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
What goes in your pet's bowl matters more than you think. Shannon and Tanya break down the basics of pet nutrition and how to spot what's helping and hurting your furry friend. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Sophia Yvette, the co-host and producer, back in the studio with Shannon and Tanya, professional groomers at Hound Therapy. Hi, ladies. How's it going today?
It's
Good.
fantastic. Cooling down from in the
Good.
fall.
Yes, love that time. Now, let's get into it. Let's take it away with today's topic, pet nutrition. Healthy pet starts in the bowl and understanding pet nutrition.
I'm going to let Tanya
This
take
is-
the first. This is kind of her field.
Just my jam.
Mhm.
The importance of proper nutrition for your pet in general, dogs, cats, it doesn't really matter. It's just to improve and improvise their health and longevity of their lives. A lot of that is understanding the life stages of your pet. So we have puppy that's a year and under. Adults are 1 to 7 years, and then we get into the senior ages that are 7
Plus.
and older. Puppies need more fat and proteins in their diet, and puppy food also helps contribute to more calcium, vitamins.
Yeah.
For larger breed puppies, it has a lot of DHA, which helps with the hips, joints, that kind of stuff. So you don't run into that. You still can run into it later in life, but it helps prolong it.
There's a
But-
lot of formulas out there
Yep.
for different stages, and they're there for a reason, right? Nobody's just making stuff up.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully. And there's a lot of choices of pet food, and that
Yes.
can be a problem. And it's understanding the ingredients that are on the bag is a big bonus, not necessarily the brand, although the brand matters because you want to have a strong brand behind you. But given the fact that there's probably 2,000 brands, depending on where you are located, it's difficult to be able to do, the math in your head. So reading the back of the bag should help you. And I'll let you.
And when you walk into a pet food store, it is kind of overwhelming by the amount of just sheer volume and products available. And you have all different sizes of dogs. You have different sizes of kibbles. So if you have a small breed, like a little Yorkie or something like that, you want a smaller kibble, easier for them to eat so they don't get choked. A lot of the small breed dietary is a lot of a higher calorie. They have a higher metabolism for those little dogs. Big dogs has more glucosamine for those hips and joints. It's a little bit bigger of a kibble. Again, it's easier for them to eat.
And my dog prefers the small bites. So sometimes and
Sometimes, yeah.
she's a 60-pound Vizsla. So, but some dogs, it's the way it feels and tastes, just like us. Like,
Yeah.
you have something
Texture.
that's slimy or weird. Like, ugh. I always add water to my food because I feel like it helps with gas.
I
And-
add water to my dog's food as well.
Yeah.
Hydration never hurts anything.
Right.
Um,
I would say now there's a big controversy too.
Yes.
Well, we can get back into brands later if we need to, but
raw/cooked. If you're going to make your own dog's food, you do have to add vitamin supplements to that. Whether you're feeding raw or you're cooking for them.
and we have some pros and cons for both. So I'm going to start with dog foods for me. I'm old school. I stick with a certain brand that I like because I know that, it's a specialty need. And I know that it's not changed in over 70 years. And I know that, yes, it's got some things in there that I don't like. But if I want to buy the specialty, if I want a duck product and I want specifically that I can go with that specific brand and pay the extra to get it.
Yep.
I do cook for my dog as well. And I used to solely cook for her. And then we went for but I added vegetables and carbs and cranberries and, fruits and vegetables, all of those things your dog needs just like us. Your body needs to have a well-balanced meal.
Yes.
To oils and fats and we need to have all of those. It can't just be all protein. For me, raw is a great way to go if you have that kind of a diet and you can throw some kibble in for that
Right.
healthy fat
Yeah.
and carb load. But I don't want raw chicken anywhere in my house in case my
I
dog
don't
picks
either.
that up and moves it around. Then, I've got a raw chicken problem. So
But
raw
you
didn't work out for me.
but you definitely can feed a kibble and supplement with raw and just give them like raw
Sure.
bones, things like that. That marrow is really good for them.
Yeah, and
There's a
and
lot
that
of
that'll
nutrients in
help.
it.
Cooked, you wanna make sure that you cook your food, thoroughly if you are gonna cook it just like what you eat.
Same as what
Yeah,
we eat.
and then
I don't want to eat raw food.
make sure that you're adding some other stuff with it, but kibble is, in my opinion, and I'm not a vet, but, in my opinion, it's needed for a
Yeah.
lot of the things that are in there. It's got a lot of byproducts that are in there. For me, I was taught if you grab a bag of dog food and you read the ingredients, the very first 5 ingredients are the top things in your dog's food.
That is true.
So, if the first thing you read is color number 5,
Or animal byproduct meal. I-
that's the ground up parts of a chicken beak and foot. That's not chicken. Just because it
Yep.
says chicken on the bag, a byproduct is a byproduct of whatever
Yep.
it's in there. So, uh, salmon could be the bones of the salmon. It could be a couple of fins or the skin that's mashed up that somebody didn't want. So, there's where you have your problem. So, if it
Yep.
says salmon or it says chicken or it says beef,
Yep.
um, yeah,
And
that's your first clue.
j- just kind of touching lightly on it, your dogs can have food allergies. Cats can also have food allergies. If you do notice or think that your animal is allergic to a food, definitely ask your veterinarian. They can run an allergy panel on them and see exactly what they're allergic to. If you do think it is food related and you switch the food, it can take up to 6 months to actually see a difference just based on food.
And switching food on a regular basis can cause diarrhea, so be
Yes.
careful about that too. Um, Seasonal allergies are different than food allergies, so, that's a big, big difference.
How can someone tell if their pet food is actually meeting their pet's needs?
Coat and condition, we have people that call
Yep.
us every day and say, "Hey, look, my dog's not looking as healthy. Her fur feels, it's patchy in places, or it feels really dry." Others will call and say, "Oh my gosh, my dog just constantly it smells like fish." A lot of
Yeah.
people will add fish
Fish-based
oil,
food can make your dog smell like fish.
and adding fish oil is great, but too much oil is not necessary.
Yep.
Too much of anything is not good.
I would also say weight fluctuations as well. If they're
Absolutely, yeah.
losing weight, or on the flip side, if they're gaining a lot of weight,
Yeah.
there's probably too much. Some dogs need more protein, less fat. Some dogs need more fat, less protein. Kind of depends on your dog's activity level as well.
Yeah, kind of like us, if you're
Yeah,
up and you're active, if you have a dog that's very active, they can have more calories. And a fun thing that yeah, uh, if they're less active, they don't need as many,
yeah,
and they're just gonna store that fat and get fatter and fatter and fatter. And then you have barrel-shaped dogs and dogs that are just they have a health,
yeah,
they're just fatty dogs, like, I mean, God knows I've had some of that problem, and the older they get, harder it is to walk and,
yeah,
your body type changes, your chemicals change. So, not feeling good. There's a lot of things there, but if you've just changed recently, it could be due to your vet saying, "Hey, you might have,
yeah,
allergies." It could be, "Hey, we, are getting more money off this food." You should not be switching food based on price. Um, that is, they're all typically equally expensive.
yeah.
Uh,
All of them. They're all expensive.
so don't get the cheapest, and then get the next cheapest because you have a coupon. That's going to be really tough for your puppies and your dogs, especially
Digestive
the
systems.
yeah, especially the younger and the older. Um, and then, as they get older, they can develop a little bit more. You can supplement with some things that you know for sure that they're getting if they need that,
Yeah.
which is where that home cooked comes from. Um, but not switching often. And a fun fact, if you've ever soaked, I used to, when my dog was a puppy, I would soak a half of cup of food because she didn't need that much. And I fed her
Mhm.
3 times a day because her metabolism
Yeah.
was pretty high. So I soaked it in water overnight, each 1/3 cup in a baggie. And when you look at it, it expands to 3 times its
Yep.
size. It's huge. It's a huge amount of food. So people often overfeed because they're giving them this dry kibble,
Yep.
and they don't realize once it gets in their stomach, and they're looking at 1/3 cup does not look like very
It
much.
doesn't. When it's dry, it does
But
not
when
look
you
like a lot.
soak it in water, it's like 3 cups of food. I mean, it's huge.
And it'll do the same thing in their stomach. So if they eat that food and then they go drink a lot of water, it does the same thing in their tummy.
So you need to be Yeah, so feeding a little bit more often when they're younger, and then realizing what that food does. Now, if you're feeding a raw or you're making your own dog's food, you could maybe do a cup or a cup and a half, but you still wanna spread it out through the day
Yep.
and know that that's not gonna expand, right? We don't eat cooked beef, and it doesn't get bigger in our stomach.
Right.
But I would say it's 3 times the amount of pasta.
Yeah.
It swells. Like, if you gave your dog raw pasta and if you ate, like, a thing of raw spaghetti, you know how much that makes. Dog food does the same
Yep.
thing. I was just baffled when you look at that, and I'm like, "It's such a small amount of food, I feel like she's gonna starve to death." And, she ate, and she was full. It helps with potty training because you know exactly what's in their stomach. So
Yep.
I pre-soaked it so that I felt better. 'Cause
Because it looks like more food.
yes. So just some tips and tricks.
Wow. Now that was really, really helpful information. Shannon and Tanya, thank you so much for helping us to rethink what we're scooping into those bowls and how much.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll see you next time on Tail Talk Grooming Chronicles with Hound Therapy.
Bye.
That's a wrap for this episode of Tail Talk with Hound Therapy. Ready to book your pet's next groom, daycare stay, or grooming academy tour? Call us at 469-367-0009. That's 469-367-0009 to schedule an appointment. Or visit us online at www.houndtherapy.com. Serving North Texas with expert pet care. Until next time, keep those tails wagging.